back because I was self-employed. I was a hairstylist, just thinking that I could make that money back the next day. If I spend it the first day, I can make it back on the next day. And sometimes that just didn't happen. Welcome back to Noras Cove. If you are new here, I am Yoshida. I am the owner of Noras Cove. Here at the Cove, we like to get our life together by planning my budget, my finances, and planning my life minimally and functionally using a planner. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, also hit that subscribe button, and come back for more content like this. If you are new here, leave me a comment in the comment section letting me know that you're new here so that I can welcome you to the Cove. But now, on to the video. Okay, everyone, today we're going to be talking about my 5 budget mistakes. And I'm here to share these with you in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. And if you are making the mistakes, do know that they can be corrected. Mistake number 1, not having a budget. In my early 20s, 30s, I made budget for a week, but really didn't have the concept of having a budget. I just basically spent money by the seat of my pants and just spent money. Tip number 2, living above my means, above my budget. That meant in my 20s, in my 30s, just shopping. I had a big fashion and clothing spending habit. And if I could take that back today, I would. I'm pretty sure that I would be rich, but just overspending and just living above my means, buying cars, clothes, just things that have no value today here in 2024. Mistake number 3, thinking that I could just make the money back because I was self-employed. I was a hairstylist, just thinking that I could make that money back the next day. If I spend it the first day, I can make it back on the next day. And sometimes that just didn't happen. So that definitely was a big budget mistake that I was making in my life in my 20s and 30s. Number 4, one of the biggest, I would say this is probably the most crucial mistake that I made, was I didn't save for a rainy day. I didn't save sooner. I really wished I would have saved sooner, early on in my 20s and 30s. And I did at some point, but I always would spend it, but I wasn't consistent with it. I didn't keep it up, and just not saving for a rainy day. My 5th mistake, last mistake, is that I did not get a high yield savings account any sooner. I didn't know anything about a high yield savings account. I did, however, in my early 20s, knew about mutual funds. I did invest in mutual funds. I tell anybody that's how I got through 2 pregnancies and took maternity leave, was with my high yield savings account. But with my mutual funds account. But I didn't know anything about a high yield savings account. And even with the mutual funds, I just didn't keep them. I kept them long enough to, build them up to use them, but I never kept them going. So that definitely was one of the biggest mistakes that I felt as though I made as far as it goes as my money and as far as it goes as my budget. So if you're like me, you're in your, I'm not in my 20s or 30s anymore, but if you're just finding out about a high yield savings account, I highly recommend that you invest in one, that you get you one, look more into it, do your research on them. Again, that was just one of my biggest budget mistakes. I now have one. I now utilize one. I also have a referral code if you like to use it. I will try to link it in the description box below so that you can use my referral code. With my referral code, you'll get an extra 1% interest on the already 4.5% interest. My favorite high yield savings account is Marcus. I just love them. They are right now at a 4.5% interest. You're going to get more money, more bang for your buck using a high yield savings account opposed to using a regular bank account. I hope these tips were helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section. Let me know again that you're new here so that I can welcome you to the Cove. We'd be glad to welcome you, glad to have you. Also, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and come back for more content like this. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.